Are you wondering why you feel so unprepared for a significantly stressful situation such as the global pandemic we are in right now? Are you questioning where you get your information? Are you looking at the right resources? Are you trusting but verifying? Do you even have a process for how you interpret and receive and act on things in the world? Are you maybe becoming a lot more aware of your habits? Are you becoming more aware of your schedule? Are you sleeping in all the time? Or are you actually deciding to win each day? Are you reading every book in your personal library twice over? Maybe you sparked a new online romance. Are you setting up Zoom happy hours with your friends and family back home? How are you staying involved with the online community? There are a million and one different things we could be using our time with right now. I just want to know, are you using it wisely? Are you sure when you lay your head down at night these days that you actually did something that moved the needle in an area that fulfilled you, that provided you business, that secured business for tomorrow? How are you spending your days? Yes, we may have tighter parameters on where we can go and what we can do, but what if I told you everything was within your control if you just allowed some stillness and you allowed yourself to look inward and decided that I am going to take control of my life. I am going to do things today. I'm not going to let this global pandemic or any other major stressful situation be the end all be all to how I live my life, how I show up, how I provide for myself and my family, and what is still possible out there. Hey, welcome to the video, everybody. My name is Chewning. If you're new to the channel, just want to say thank you for tuning in. If you're an OG, I appreciate you even more. If you haven't yet, please make sure to go ahead and to subscribe to this channel. I've spent some more time and intention and strategy back here in 2020 to breathe new life into this channel, to bring you things that are going to educate you, empower you, maybe even hopefully a little bit of some entertainment, but it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe and join me along the journey. Welcome to the video. Let's get started. All right, so here we are in day, who knows what. What day is it? What is time anymore? We're in the millionth day of quarantine, or at least that's what it seems like. That's what it feels like. Here in Los Angeles, California, things have been pretty strict for several weeks now, and they just extended it through April. It's going to be a reevaluation come May 1st, if not sooner. And honestly, I'm here for the long haul. Unfortunately, I'm here for the long haul. I think we're going to be stuck indoors and need to keep this social distancing for several more months. First and foremost, let me set the tone here. By no means am I saying that I am grateful for what is going on in the world. I think it is a travesty. A lot of people are sick, a lot of people are dying, and a lot of people cannot be with their loved ones. We cannot be with our friends, our family in a way that we have come to know and love and accept as our norm. What is normal anymore? That is a word that is going to need to be redefined very soon. So by no means am I wishing ill will on anyone, nor am I saying I'm glad this happened, but my personal belief, my philosophy, my content, my businesses, really, they are all around this mindset of, okay, the good, the bad, the ugly is happening, has happened, will continue to happen. What can we pull out of it? This is what it means. You might see thrown around in my content, ever forward. How do we live a life ever forward? It means taking a look at all of these things and finding the meaning, finding the purpose, pulling out that gift that may not be so obvious, that is gonna take some time, gonna take some work, gonna maybe even take some heartache, but I promise you is in there and is worth it in the long run. And more importantly, we need it for ourselves, we need it for our community, we need it for our world right now more than ever. So in kind of getting together some concepts for this video, I don't want to make it too long. I really want to get straight to the point. I want to give you some things that I as a coach, I as a business owner, I as a husband, I as a brother, a friend, a peer, a mentor, a colleague, as me, Chase, as a lot of different things for a lot of different people, how I show up in the world. I'm just seeing a necessity to double down on and to go deeper and even to explore some new opportunities for personal growth, professional growth. Now more than ever, we have been given the time. We have this concept of time and stillness, truly stillness, that I don't want to see anyone lose. While yes, we need to be mindful of what is going on in the world, look at what we have been given. We have time, we have stillness, we have a lot more back in our control. So my job as a coach, my again, personal belief is that, okay, how do we really take advantage of this? And this is what I want to help you do in this video. All right, number one, what we want to be focusing on right now is what you can focus on. What is in your control? I understand, and where you are in the country, where you are in the world, It may be very different for you. A lot more stressful things may be going on, or maybe you don't have any of this going on, depending on where you are. But right now, I think regardless of the pandemic, every day, if we brought a little bit more of a sense of awareness into what is in our control, man, it will really help you win the day. And here's how. So when we focus on what is in our control, what is within our locus of control, you might have heard it called, what we can really effectively manipulate, what we can really effectively do and adjust and, test the water, so to speak, for our job, for our lives. Well, it's all us. Right now, there are a lot of things that we can't do, places we can't go, things that we can't see. But what we have had always in us is this ability to control us. So this is uncomfortable for a lot of people because we haven't had the ability, we haven't had the necessity really to explore what it means to sit and to be still with us, what it means to sit and be still with yourself. Well, you have the time now, okay? So I would challenge you, number one, is to just not try to fight this urge. If you're experiencing this, not fight this urge of restlessness and uncertainty and inability to sit still with yourself, but just to recognize that this is just what is right now. Sit with it, be with it, allow it to flow over you and truly just understand it instead of keeping it at a distance. Whether you need to write about it, journal about it, speak into your phone, talk to your parents, talk to me, just find a way to let happen what is happening and process it and understand it. Only then will we be able to manipulate any variable moving forward when things go back to normal, whatever normal means again, but just in your day-to-day life. If you spend time to be with yourself, to better understand how you show up to situations, how you are just being alone. For a lot of people, that is very, very difficult. And there may be some deep-rooted things underneath there, but I promise you, if you can just start with that and start with the ability and the practice to be with yourself, that is gonna help you understand a lot more of what truly is in your control and what is not. And it is only us. We are the only things ever in our control. So take that to heart. Number two, the number two thing that I think we all can be doing more of right now is tapping into our creativity side, tapping into that creative nature, tapping into that old project that you wanted to do, but you never did because you thought you didn't have time. Tapping into maybe sketching, painting, tapping into podcasting, tapping into social media, exploring anything that is going to require you, in order to play by its rules, play by its platform, play by its canvas, quite literally sometimes, get something that is going to have you thinking differently, thinking through a more creative, artistic lens, something that is not so black and white. I would challenge you to maybe even just grab a piece of paper and with no strategy, no intention whatsoever, just start drawing, start writing. Just allow these different parts of your brain, parts of your subconscious, parts of your being that may have been suppressed for a long time, allow them to just come out. Because when you do, I promise you, it goes back to number one of maybe you struggle with being alone and being still with yourself. Well, here's a great thing to kind of ease that pain a little bit, ease that uncomfortableness, but you're also going to learn something new about yourself. You're going to learn, wow, maybe I have a skill set here. Maybe I'm a really talented sketch artist. Maybe I'm a really talented painter. Maybe I love talking. Maybe getting in front of a microphone and making a podcast just allows me to just feel in a way that I never have before. Maybe I want to start filming. Maybe you want to pick up your smartphone and just see the world of potential of creative outlets that are there. Tap into that and just see where the journey takes you. It has been a tremendous asset to me and something that I think really does help a lot of people in a lot of unique ways. You don't know what or how, but just tap into a creative outlet and it will definitely let you know. All right, number three, I'm gonna tap into old health coach Chase here. If you don't know, I used to be a health and fitness trainer. We can't go out to eat. We can maybe go get some things delivered. We can go pick up some things, but right now we have had a shift force upon us into our eating habits. Right now, I think is a great time, and honestly, I think a lot of us should be looking at this as an opportunity to kind of bring dominion back over our bodies, especially our nutrition. Flat out right now, unless you actually have a home gym or access to equipment or are still running, or a lot of us are a lot more sedentary right now. So bring more awareness into your nutrition, bring more awareness into what you're eating. If you've never done a food log, I highly recommend you can pick up your smartphone again. It's a free app called MyFitnessPal. I would highly recommend you just to honestly log the things that you're eating right now. When you become more sedentary, especially over long periods of time like we are now, days, weeks, your metabolic rate is going to lower, meaning the level to which your body just naturally burns calories existing is going to lower because you also have lowered its daily physical demands. That means your new norm of daily in-out calories changes. So honestly, I think a lot of us right now could benefit from focusing on a little bit of a calorie deficit, but I would only recommend doing that after kind of exploring what your day-to-day norm is anyway. Or if you were logging before on a nutrition plan before, definitely take into the factor that you're not burning as much. So go into that mini cut right now. We not be all be able to see it outdoors pretty soon, but maybe get that summer shred on. A little bit of a leaning out couldn't hurt, but just bringing intention and awareness to your nutrition right now. Look, maybe it's a great time to learn how to cook, learn some new recipes. Just really pay attention to what you're putting into your body because it's not going out the same way that it used to. All right, my number four tip to survive quarantine times, COVID-19, or just surviving stressful times where maybe your norm is not so much your norm anymore, is to tap into your resources, tap into your network, tap into your friends, your family. Me personally, as just, who I am as a person, loving to be online and be really engaged, but also it's part of my business, on social media and for podcasting and for a lot of the ways that I make my living now, it relies on me being online. And so during this time, what I did was I began to reach out to a lot of my friends, a lot of my former guests on the show, and we were doing lives. It was a great way to just honestly buy time because I had more time in my schedule, but more importantly, it was a way for me to really just step up and build structure and provide leadership and accountability to me, myself, and my day, but also to my audience, which ties into my philosophy, which ties into my content of ever forward. You got to step up sometimes. Sometimes if it's not for anybody else, you need it for yourself, even more so, I believe. So I began to do these lives, and what I realized was I was scheduling these lives pretty much every day. I could have been doing this all along. So by me focusing on making more connections and deeper connections and more consistent connections right now, it has shown me in my past life, my past day-to-day, and what can be in my future day-to-day once we get through this, of what I could have been doing all along. Tap into your friends, tap into your family, just be there. Promise you, just being there for somebody right now can really go a long way, especially if that person is you. You may not realize the weight, the merit, the worth of just daily structure, daily accountability, daily connection when we don't have the ability to do it in person right now. So also, it's a great little way to, cross-pollinate social media platforms. It's a great way to, to get on the business side of things. If you're going to be doing a webinar or a Zoom call, it's a great way to grow and build your email list. It's a great way to just add value to your audience right now and have engagement and have interaction and connection while also setting your future business up for success by bringing more people in, being a leader, being an example of what you want to offer, and just walking the walk and talking the talk and building things up now so that you have more success probability in the near future. All right, so number 5 is something that, here we go, number 5, let's keep the hands going. Number 5 is something that I want everyone to be super mindful of because yes, we do have more downtime right now. Maybe some of us more than others, maybe some of us not at all. I can't imagine being a parent right now and all of a sudden you get your kid or your kids back home having to learn how to homeschool. I don't have that right now, so I don't want to make the assumption that we all have the same amount of more time. But be mindful because right now most of us are in the ability of creating our day-to-day. Creating our day-to-day schedules of when we wake up, how we work, when we work, what we do, what we don't do, when we go to bed. You're building habits, you're building structure right now that, look, like I said, quarantine is extended through, the next 30 days, if not more. That absolutely is enough time for you to not knowingly build a habit that might work for the here and the now, but when you go back to going out, to your gym schedule, to your work commute, you're gonna have just as much, I would dare say, difficulty transitioning back to that as you did from then to now. Use the opportunity to explore new habits and to connect with people and be still with yourself, but try to do so in a way that would have made sense in your same old schedule. So if you do want to try to sketch, if you want to journal, if you want to record a podcast, make a video, do so in times that would have allowed you to do so before. I think this is a great time and opportunity to look at where you were spending your time, how long things were really taking you that shouldn't have, and vice versa. So for example, Don't schedule, I'm going to sit down and create a YouTube channel during the same time of your day where you would have been in a commute. Try to fill your time with a task that will make sense for your future self, because we want to be filling it wisely right now, tapping into creative outlets, like I said, but we don't want to be setting our future self up for, I hate to say not success, but just making more work for ourselves unnecessarily. So right now, like, build structure. Hands down, main point here is still build structure into your day. Set the same awake times, go to bed at the same time, interact with people, schedule meetings around the same time that you would, take the same lunch break, take the same walking break, but find times in your day where maybe you were just wasting, maybe you were just watching too much Netflix, which, let's be honest, right now we all could use a Netflix day, and I've definitely had mine. I watched the Lord of the Rings Director's Cut Extended Trilogy one Saturday afternoon, 14 hours, amazing. But I digress. So I just want to say, be mindful of these new habits that you're exploring and building right now. Just be mindful of how they might not also serve your future self when we transition back to the old day-to-day that we had. So be mindful of setting new habits. Just do things in a way that are going to work for you here and now, but also setting yourself up for success in the future. So that's it. My name is Chewning. I am a certified health coach. I have been in the coaching and consulting space for many years now. I'm a professional podcaster. I do YouTube, social media. So just kind of paint a little bit more of a picture of who I am and why I said some of the things that I did. But more so than anything else I've said here, I feel like my content, my belief system has set me up for this test right now. And if you feel unprepared for this test right now, what is going on in the world, if you feel unprepared when a super stressful life event happens, it's horrible. Some of these things are horrible, but also look at it. Why wasn't I prepared? Why am I so uncomfortable being alone? Why is it such a problem for me to not be able to do anything creatively? When's the last time I did something creative? What habits do I have? How do I fill my time? Why was I not prepared for this? That is the main thing I'm trying to say. And in a big way, I feel like I was. In a big way, I feel like I am being tested right now. And a big part of that test is to deliver for you right now. So I hope that you found value in this. I hope that this has helped your day, at least pass a few minutes of the time. I can't even read the timer on the screen here, but spend your time wisely, fill it wisely, but do so in a way that serves you here and now, but also in the future. All right, so I hope that helps. Well wishes to everyone. Wash your hands. Say hey to your family, call your mom, reach out. It doesn't have to be social distancing, all right? It's just physical distancing. You can still be social. So I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below, maybe something that is serving you right now, how you were showing up for your community, how you were showing up for yourself. Another pro tip on how to survive quarantines would really go a long way. I appreciate you as always. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.